Many people assume the spiritual world is silent, but it never is. Everything around you speaks through vibration, your thoughts, your touch, your words, even the ink that shapes your name. Every movement sends a ripple through the unseen, either building or breaking something in your field of energy. When you place your name in salt water, you are not invoking superstition, you are aligning with a divine law that has existed since the beginning, the law of purification through elements. Salt and water, two of the oldest creations, hold the memory of divine order. Together, they awaken light, restoration, and the return of spiritual balance. When you write your name and submerge it in salt water, you are symbolically declaring, "Let my identity be washed clean of every shadow that does not belong to me." It is not magic, it is spiritual intelligence. Salt preserves. Water cleanses. And the union of the two becomes a portal through which your name, your destiny, and your reputation are renewed. The vibration that once carried rejection or delay begins to shift toward divine remembrance. Heaven hears that vibration and responds. This simple act becomes a living prayer. The salt whispers of covenant, the water of mercy. As they merge, they speak in the frequency of divine restoration, a sound that demons cannot imitate and darkness cannot resist. In this moment, your name ceases to be just ink on paper. It becomes a vessel of light calling forth cleansing, favor, and remembrance before heaven. Every name is a spiritual vibration, a key that opens or closes doors. When your name is attacked through gossip, curses, or envy, it is not your body that suffers first, but the sound that carries your identity. That's why your name must be protected, purified, and reintroduced to the divine realm of favor. Placing it in salt water for 24 hours is not ritualistic performance, it is a prophetic statement. Every poison released against my name loses its power. You must understand, the energy surrounding your name determines how the world responds to you. When people hear your name and feel peace, respect, or warmth, your frequency is clean. But when your name stirs rejection or delay, something has been spiritually altered. Salt water restores that balance. It cleanses the invisible stains and lifts the unseen heaviness that has followed you. Your name begins to vibrate with divine harmony again, and that frequency becomes irresistible to favor. Every believer prays for open doors, but few realize that the key is not outside them. The key is their own name. When your name carries light, doors open before you without struggle. When your name is free from shadow, even those who once ignored you will remember you. This is why the act of placing your name in salt water carries ancient power. It is a decree of restoration. From that moment, you are no longer waiting for favor, you are summoning it. You are saying to heaven, "Restore my reputation in light. Let my name be recognized in divine places again." And when that prayer rises from your heart with sincerity, the unseen world begins to rearrange itself in your favor. Salt is far more than seasoning, it is covenant material. In the ancient world, salt sealed promises that could not be broken. To share salt with another was to say, "Our bond is eternal." In the same way, when you use salt in this prophetic act, you are renewing your covenant with the divine, an unspoken agreement that your destiny shall not decay, your blessings shall not vanish, and your name shall never be forgotten in heaven or on earth. Salt is incorruptible. It does not rot, it does not age, and it does not lose its potency. It represents permanence and purity, the two qualities every soul longs for. When you place your name in salt water, you are prophetically saying, "Let my identity be preserved in divine order. Let my favor endure." The salt becomes a witness in the spirit realm, announcing that your life has been reset under divine protection. But salt does more than preserve, it draws out what is unclean. In the natural, salt extracts poison, bitterness, and decay. Spiritually, it functions the same way, pulling out negativity, jealousy, curses, and every vibration of darkness that has attached itself to your destiny. That is why when your name rests in salt water, unseen impurities begin to dissolve. What was once heavy on your spirit starts to release. You might not see it immediately, but you will feel it, in lighter emotions, in clearer thoughts, in peace that begins to settle over your being. Think of the story of the prophet Elisha. When he stood before the bitter waters of Jericho, he threw salt into them and declared, "Thus says the Lord, I have healed these waters." The transformation was immediate. What had been poisoned became pure again. That act was not mere symbolism, it was divine technology. Through something pure and unchanging, corruption was reversed. When you place your name in salt water, you repeat this sacred science. You are declaring, whatever bitterness has infected my life must end. This is more than a ritual, it is an invocation of divine law. Salt carries the vibration of truth, of light, of incorruptibility. When mixed with water, the element of cleansing, renewal, and flow, it becomes the voice of divine order. Together, they command every disorder in your life to bow. The moment salt and water meet, they speak to creation itself. They remind the universe that purity still exists, that chaos can be stilled, and that divine justice must prevail. Your name, resting within that mixture, becomes part of that conversation, a vibration that says, I belong to light. I cannot decay. I am preserved in favor. And heaven responds. The unseen begins to reorder itself. People who once resisted you suddenly feel drawn to you. Doors that were sealed begin to open. Situations that once mocked you begin to shift. Why? Because purity has power. Light, once restored, cannot be hidden. Salt purifies, water renews, but your faith activates them both. Without faith, it is mere chemistry. With faith, it is divine alignment. When you act in awareness, understanding that creation itself recognizes your obedience, the elements respond with accuracy. They know the voice of truth when they hear it. And when you speak truth into them, they carry that vibration into your destiny. From that moment, your name begins to shine again, like gold refined through fire, now gleaming without stain. Every mention of your name begins to carry fragrance instead of heaviness, peace instead of conflict. This is how divine reputation is restored. Your name is not just a sound, it is your energetic fingerprint, your spiritual DNA. It holds your entire life story, who you are, where you've been, what you've survived, and the promises still waiting to unfold. That is why in the unseen world, battles are fought not over your body but over your name. When enemies whisper your name in darkness, they are attempting to manipulate your spiritual identity, to attach frequencies of fear, loss, and delay to the sound that represents you. But when you place your name in salt water, you reclaim ownership. You declare before heaven and earth, my name belongs to light. My identity is sealed in divine purity. This act cuts spiritual cords that others may have tied to your destiny. It silences voices that once spoke against your progress. It purges the invisible vibrations of gossip, envy, and curses that traveled through your name. Many people experience rejection and blockage without understanding why. They pray, they work hard, yet nothing seems to move. It's not bad luck, it's energetic contamination. When your name has been polluted by negative energy, it stops resonating with favor. Like a corrupted signal, it fails to transmit your divine essence. The salt water act restores that signal. It tunes your name back to its original frequency of divine alignment. Every time your name is mentioned, something spiritual responds. Heaven or hell reacts depending on what energy your name carries. When it's cleansed, the voice of accusation falls silent and the vibration of divine favor awakens. Suddenly, people who once overlooked you begin to feel warmth and curiosity. Conversations shift in your favor without logical reason. Even unseen obstacles start to crumble. In the spiritual world, your name functions like a key. When it's pure, it unlocks destiny. When it's corrupted, it locks opportunities. But when you immerse your name in salt water, you are spiritually polishing that key. You are restoring its ability to open divine gates. That is why, after this act, situations that seemed impossible begin to unfold naturally. It is not coincidence, it is spiritual realignment. Every miracle begins with identity. Before favor, before wealth, before recognition, there must be a clean name. A name aligned with divine order becomes a magnet for goodness. Once heaven recognizes your vibration again, blessings locate you easily. The moment your name becomes light, darkness loses the legal right to hold you. As your name sits in the salt water, the vibration of cleansing begins to move through your life. It travels like invisible waves, touching memories, relationships, and old words spoken against you. Layers of spiritual heaviness begin to dissolve. You may notice peace returning, confusion fading, or even sudden opportunities arising. These are signs that your spiritual frequency is being reset. When your name is right before God, you no longer chase favor, favor chases you. The salt water does not create the miracle, it awakens it. It reminds your soul that you are not forgotten. You are seen. You are heard. You are being rewritten in light. The number 24 is not accidental. It holds deep prophetic symbolism across spiritual traditions, the cycle of divine completeness. 24 hours form one perfect rotation of time, representing renewal, alignment, and the endless rhythm of creation. When your name rests in salt water for exactly 24 hours, it journeys through every spiritual phase, morning, noon, evening, and midnight, each carrying its own vibration, its own divine purpose. Morning brings awakening and remembrance, afternoon carries movement and manifestation, evening ushers in rest and closure, midnight speaks of transformation, when heaven whispers to those who are still. When your name passes through all these hours, it is as though your entire destiny walks through a spiritual purification process, judgment, mercy, and restoration. It is being cleansed through every season of existence. This is not superstition, it is divine rhythm. You are aligning your name with the heartbeat of creation. Every hour that your name remains in that sacred mixture, the universe records obedience. The light of dawn touches it, the stillness of night blesses it. Heaven recognizes this as a complete spiritual operation, a full circle of cleansing where your story is rewritten and your identity recalibrated. The number 24 is also tied to divine government and authority. Around the throne of God sit 24 elders, each representing perfected rulership, order, dominion, and control. When your name sits in salt water for 24 hours, you are prophetically submitting your destiny to divine governance. You are saying, "Let heaven's order rule over my affairs. Let divine authority silence every chaos in my life." This act dethrones demonic interference. It removes unauthorized voices from your spiritual environment and reinstates divine order. The energy of confusion gives way to clarity, the vibration of resistance transforms into flow. It is as though heaven signs a decree over your name, "Let this one be remembered for favor." By the time the 24 hours complete, a full spiritual rotation has occurred. Your name has traveled through light and shadow, through cleansing and reformation. When you pour away the salt water, you are symbolically discarding the residue of everything that no longer belongs: fear, shame, delay, rejection. You release them back into the earth, where they dissolve, powerless to return. From that moment, your identity becomes radiant again. Wherever your name is spoken, divine remembrance follows. Even in distant places, people will begin to feel prompted to think of you, call you, favor you, bless you. You will notice sudden alignments, a phone call, an opportunity, a reconciliation, a door that had been locked opening without effort. Understand that the power is not in the salt, the water, or even the clock. It is in alignment. When your actions, words, and intentions harmonize with divine law, creation itself responds. The elements become your allies, carrying your declaration into every corner of your destiny. So as the 24 hours unfold, keep your spirit quiet and your heart open. Feel the rhythm of purification moving through your life, subtle, silent, sacred. The act may appear small, but in the spiritual world, obedience speaks louder than any prayer shouted in fear. As the salt water holds your name, something profound begins to happen. a dialogue between your soul and creation itself. The salt speaks of truth, the water answers with cleansing. Every ripple in that bowl mirrors the movement of divine energy within you. You are not just performing an act, you are activating a law. The law that states, what is aligned with purity must attract light, and what carries light must be honored by heaven. This is why spiritual maturity begins with awareness. Many pray endlessly, yet see little change because they act without understanding. Prayer is power, but revelation is the key that unlocks it. When you know why something works, your spirit aligns with intention, and the energy of faith becomes precise. The act of putting your name in salt water is not superstition, it is revelation in action. You begin to see that what you once called bad luck or delay was not random. It was resistance born from unhealed energy attached to your identity. This awareness breaks the illusion of victimhood. You stop asking, why me, and start declaring, now I see. Every spiritual burden that once rested upon your name begins to lift, not only because you asked, but because you finally understood. As you meditate during those 24 hours, you may sense peace flowing through your chest or an unexplainable calm in your thoughts. This is the evidence that energy is shifting. The unseen is cleansing itself through you. Old memories might surface in dreams, water imagery may appear as symbols of release, do not fear it. This is the Spirit's language of renewal. Salt water purifies not only your name, but your consciousness. It teaches you to guard your energy, to speak life over yourself, to stop allowing your words or the words of others to corrupt your vibration. Once you realize that your name is sacred, you treat it as such, blessing it daily, affirming it, keeping it free from the contamination of negativity. Say aloud, my name carries light. My name carries favor. My name opens divine doors. These are not mere affirmations, they are energetic declarations that reshape your reality. Every time your voice meets your name with faith, you reprogram the vibration that follows you. The universe responds not to your complaints, but to your conviction. And as your conviction strengthens, your outer world adjusts. Peace starts to replace chaos. People who once ignored you begin to remember your goodness. Opportunities that slipped away start returning. It's as if heaven reintroduces your name to destiny's registry, saying, this one has been restored, let favor locate them again. From this place of awareness, you are no longer a passive believer waiting for miracles. You become a conscious co-creator of your own alignment. You understand that light is not begged for, it is invoked through truth, purity, and consistent faith. When your name is cleansed, your vibration rises, and everything that resonates with that higher frequency, favor, wealth, peace, connection, begins to flow toward you. Now that you understand the spiritual intelligence behind this act, it's time to perform it with reverence and precision. Begin with a clean, unused glass or bowl, transparent, like truth itself. This vessel will hold more than water, it will hold your declaration of renewal. Pour in fresh, clean water, enough to fully submerge the paper where your name will be written. Then add a handful of natural salt, sea salt, rock salt, or Himalayan if possible. As you stir the salt into the water, speak to it. Not as one begging for mercy, but as one awakening creation. Say, this water now carries divine light. This salt now bears the power of purity. Together, they cleanse and preserve my destiny. The universe does not respond to repetition, it responds to energy. Every word must carry intention, every sound must hold truth. Next, take a plain white sheet of paper, white, the color of spirit, of new beginnings. Write your full name carefully, consciously. As the ink flows, imagine every good thing that bears your name, opportunities, blessings, divine favor, friendships, love, abundance, being drawn back to you. Then speak softly, this is my name. Let it be pure. Let it be favored. Let it be free. Fold the paper once, sealing your declaration. Gently place it into the salt water. Watch it sink slowly, and as it does, imagine every curse, every delay, every false word dissolving like dust. Whisper, every stain upon my name, disappear. Every limitation upon my destiny, dissolve in this light. Once the paper rests within the bowl, place it in a quiet and undisturbed corner. For the next 24 hours, no one should touch it, not even you. You have spoken, now creation must respond. During this sacred time, guard your atmosphere. Avoid anger, gossip, or fear. Keep your space filled with peace and prayerful awareness. If possible, anoint your forehead lightly with oil, a symbol of consecration. Play soft, sacred music to raise the vibration around you. Remember, energy is contagious. The more peace you cultivate, the faster the cleansing works. Every hour that passes represents a spiritual layer being peeled away: rejection, envy, mockery, stagnation. You may feel waves of emotion, even tears, or sense lightness in your chest. Some will dream of water, washing, or rain. These are signs that the spiritual detox is taking place. When the 24 hours are complete, lift the bowl with both hands as if holding a sacred offering. Look upon the water and say aloud, I am purified. My name is cleansed. Wherever my name is spoken, favor will answer. Feel those words, not as hope, but as truth already fulfilled. Then, take the bowl outside and pour the water away into flowing ground, soil, a drain, or natural earth, never into a sink. As the water leaves, visualize every heavy energy leaving with it. You are releasing the old frequency that once held your name captive. The salt, now carrying the residue of what has been removed, returns it to the earth where it is neutralized forever. This act marks a transition, the moment your name steps out of darkness into light. And from this day forward, your name will carry fragrance, not burden, honor, not rejection, attraction, not delay. When you pour away the salt water, do not look back. Faith does not turn around to measure results, it walks forward knowing that heaven has already moved. The cleansing continues long after the water is gone. What you have done is not symbolic, it is energetic. You have shifted the frequency surrounding your name, and that vibration now travels before you wherever you go. In the hours or days that follow, you may begin to notice subtle changes: peace replacing tension, people suddenly speaking your name with warmth, messages or calls from those who had forgotten you, or opportunities that appear effortlessly. These are confirmations that heaven has responded. The spiritual atmosphere has recognized your name once again. The salt and water were never the true power, obedience was. The moment you followed divine instruction with faith, creation obeyed your command. For everything in existence listens to alignment. Even the smallest act done with belief sends ripples through the unseen. You may choose to repeat this act monthly, especially when you feel resistance returning. Each time you do, your spiritual vibration strengthens. The layers of protection around your name multiply. Your favor grows thicker. Darkness cannot reclaim what has been sealed in light. Remember this truth: salt never stops fighting for purity. It continues to cleanse even when you've forgotten. The same applies to your name once it has been placed under divine covenant. As long as you keep your words clean, your intentions pure, and your spirit aligned, no curse, no jealousy, and no hidden plot will find a resting place around your identity. After completing the ritual, begin your declarations, words that seal your transformation. Say aloud: every closed gate over my destiny is now lifted. Every voice that said no will now say yes. Every curse tied to my identity is powerless. Let the air hear you. Let your spirit remember. As you speak, the vibration of your voice activates the new frequency your name carries. Decree with authority: my name is a gate of blessing. My name attracts opportunities. My name carries divine light. Repeat it until your soul begins to feel a stirring, that internal confirmation that heaven is recording every word. This is how spiritual authority is built, by words filled with truth and belief. When you finish your declarations, give thanks. Gratitude is the lock that seals every miracle. Say, "Thank you, Lord, for restoring my name. Thank you for the power of purity. Thank you for the new beginning that has begun today." Gratitude multiplies what faith activates. It tells heaven that you recognize the change. And as you walk forward, carry this awareness: you are not the same. Your name is now light-coated, protected by divine frequency. Every time someone speaks it, the sound carries authority. Where your name is written, favor will rest. Where it is spoken, peace will follow. You no longer need to beg for open doors, they will open by resonance. You are walking in spiritual alignment now, and all of creation recognizes it. From this day forward, live as one who knows their name carries power. Walk with the quiet confidence of someone whose identity has been rewritten in light. When you enter a place, do not wonder if you will be accepted, understand that your energy now precedes you. The moment your name is mentioned, unseen forces move in alignment to honor it. Speak life over your name daily. Whisper blessings when you rise in the morning: "My name is peace. My name is favor. My name is expansion." Speak it again at night: "Wherever my name rests, light will cover it. Wherever it is remembered, good will follow." These words feed the spiritual frequency you have awakened. You are no longer waiting for validation from others. You have received heavenly recognition, and when heaven recognizes you, earth must respond. That's the unseen law. The same people who once ignored you will begin to mention your name in rooms you've never entered. Decisions will shift in your favor. Circumstances will conspire to place you where light intends you to be. Understand that words are seeds. What you plant around your name today will grow into tomorrow's reputation. So guard your speech. Never curse your own name with fear or frustration. Never say, "Nothing good ever happens for me." Those words stain the vibration you have purified. Speak only what aligns with divine truth. You have been washed, keep your energy clean. Also, learn to protect your environment. Avoid spaces that reintroduce the energies you have expelled. Stay away from gossip, resentment, and jealousy. These are frequencies that contaminate quickly. Instead, fill your days with gratitude, stillness, and acts of generosity. Gratitude sustains light. Stillness preserves it. Generosity multiplies it. When you interact with others, let your presence be calm yet powerful, the reflection of your new vibration. People may not understand why they feel peace around you, but they will feel it. You have become a living extension of the saltwater covenant, a walking symbol of purity and preservation. And whenever you feel your energy start to dull, return to this act. Repeat it not out of fear, but as a maintenance of light. Just as the body needs cleansing, the spirit requires renewal. Each time you perform the act, you are recharging your spiritual field, reminding the universe who you are. Finally, share this wisdom. Let others know that deliverance is not always thunder and fire, sometimes it is salt, water, and understanding. When you teach others to cleanse their names, you extend your light into their lives. You become a vessel of restoration, an instrument through which divine alignment spreads. From this point onward, walk with authority. When you speak, speak as one whose words carry weight. When you act, act as one whose destiny is sealed in light. Your name has been rewritten in divine script, and heaven has marked you as restored. Wherever you go, let your presence declare silently but surely, "My name carries the vibration of favor. My steps are guided. My life is aligned." Now that your name is renewed, understand the sacred responsibility that comes with spiritual restoration. When heaven cleanses a name, it expects that name to speak only truth, kindness, and alignment thereafter. Every word that leaves your mouth becomes a seed of creation, what you say multiplies in the field of your destiny. So choose your words as though they are divine instruments, because they are. Begin each day by blessing your name aloud. You may say, "My name is written in the book of light. My name draws grace and divine remembrance. Every place my name appears, peace follows. This simple practice sustains the vibration you established through the saltwater act. You are feeding your own light daily. Do not be surprised if certain people begin to drift away after your cleansing. When light increases, shadows naturally retreat. Those who carried hidden envy or disguised negativity toward you may suddenly disconnect. Do not chase them. The salt has spoken separation between purity and corruption. Let the divine rearrangement occur, it is protection, not loss. As new energy surrounds you, new opportunities will follow. You may notice that places which once felt closed suddenly feel accessible. Conversations flow with ease. Those who once resisted you now extend favor. What used to take effort begins to unfold naturally. This is what it means to walk in divine vibration. Life starts cooperating with your purpose. But stay humble. Favor is a trust, not a trophy. Gratitude must anchor it. Continue to honor the divine laws that elevated you: purity, faith, and alignment. Each time you express thanks, you reinforce your covenant. The more thankful you are, the more creation expands its generosity toward you. Also, pay attention to your dreams and inner impressions. After such cleansing, the spiritual senses often awaken. You may begin to receive guidance more clearly, intuitive nudges, sudden ideas, or a peaceful knowing about which direction to take. Follow these impressions with discernment and humility. They are often the language through which heaven confirms your alignment. From now on, let your very presence cleanse the spaces you enter. The same energy that purified your name flows from you. When you walk into a room, peace will follow. When you speak, confusion will settle. When you extend your hand, others will feel calm. This is not arrogance, it is the natural consequence of being in harmony with divine frequency. Your name is now an open portal of light. Speak it with reverence. Write it with honor. Let it be known not for titles or achievements, but for the grace it carries. People will not always understand what changed about you, but they will feel it, and their spirits will respond to the vibration of restoration that follows your name. Remember, true power is quiet. It doesn't shout, it radiates. And when your name has been washed in salt and sealed by faith, it no longer needs to prove itself, it simply is. You have now completed the sacred circle, the journey from contamination to clarity, from heaviness to harmony. Your name, once burdened by unseen energies, now stands radiant in divine remembrance. The salt has testified. The water has carried your decree. Heaven has recorded it as law. From this moment forward, every time your name is mentioned, light will respond. When your name appears in conversations, meetings, or documents, a silent vibration of favor will go before it. People will feel drawn to help you, often without knowing why. This is what happens when the unseen recognizes your spiritual signature. Your name has become a beacon, and light always attracts alignment. But remember, the greatest miracle is not external. It is the transformation within. You have awakened to the truth that the spiritual world is not distant, it is intertwined with every breath, every word, every thought. When your consciousness rises to this awareness, life becomes sacred movement. You no longer wait for blessings, you embody them. Keep the rhythm of purity alive. Once a month, renew the act if you feel called, not as a duty, but as devotion. Each time, approach it with gratitude, not desperation. You are no longer cleansing from fear, but expanding in light. Say, I renew my covenant of favor, purity, and remembrance. My name continues to shine before heaven and men. Walk now in quiet authority. Speak less, but let every word carry weight. Where your name is spoken, confusion will calm. Where your foot steps, doors will recognize you. This is not arrogance, it is divine identification. You carry the signature of alignment. As you move forward, let gratitude become your language. Whisper, "Thank you," for every open door, every peaceful day, every small confirmation that heaven is still moving. Gratitude is magnetic, it keeps the current of blessing in motion. It tells the spiritual world that you recognize grace, and recognition multiplies manifestation. Before you sleep, place your hand over your heart and say softly, "My name is light. My name is peace. My name is blessed." Let this affirmation echo until it becomes your spiritual heartbeat. In doing so, you train the universe to respond to your frequency with consistency. Now rise. Move through your world as one whose name has been sanctified. Let your steps be slow but certain. Let your words be gentle but powerful. Let your presence heal the atmosphere you enter. You are no longer seeking favor, you have become favor itself. You are no longer asking for open doors, you are the open door through which divine energy flows. And as you walk in this awareness, remember, every time you honor your own name, heaven honors you in return. The act is done. The vibration is sealed. The light is yours.